it's an expression of oneself and what you enjoy, and like, it's just like a big old combination of things put together.
That's a complicated question, actually, because art's a lot of things. To me, art is just expressing how you feel, either on paper or digitally, it doesn't matter.
What is art? Art is, short answer, art is life. Long answer. Art, I feel, is a reflection of what's happening in society at any given time. So when we look at art from the past, we can tell what is happening in society at that time, reflected in the visual imagery.
More or less honed together and then unified into one thing by one person, and that can be different depending on the person. Hi, my name is Lily Morris. I am a Year 10 student. I enjoy drawing. I wouldn't really know what you would call my art. I've had many people call it either cartoony or anime or realism, or like a big old combination of all three. I had one person come to me like, that's very Voltron Legendary Defender-esque. I'm like, oh, thanks. It's gonna sound really sad, but like in primary school I had my friends, so drawing was a good thing to use to take up time. But then as it progressed, I guess, it just became more of like a habit, and then more of like self-expression. Nowadays I'd say more of like, it's just what I want to do. And I want to be able to tell stories, because I love telling stories.
So how long have you been doing / studying art?
That's a very hard question, I guess. Well, since I was able to pick up a pencil as a small child. The artist who created Dragon Ball Z, I used to love watching that anime, yes, and more or less referencing his art style, but I branched off afterwards and found different artists such as JC Lane Decker or Nuclear on Instagram, or perhaps even Tricky Wagon also on Instagram. They're some of my favourites. In the morning, I usually try and squeeze in at least 4 minutes of drawing in the morning, and then on and off at school, and then the afternoon from when I get home to when I go to sleep is just sitting at my desk doing whatever, what thing I want to draw. No one's going to start out amazing. You're not going to come out of the womb being like, I can draw the Mona Lisa. No, you're going to come out and you're going to be like, I'm going to draw a stick figure, and it's going to be good. And then as you progress, and if you want to, you can begin studying it, and then you'll get better. It may not be like something that you can immediately notice though, but if you look back at your work after a long period of time, you'll be able to see the changes. Even if they're just subtle, you'll be able to see the change.
What is your favourite artwork that you have done? So state why or why not?
I'm trying to remember. I guess there'd be two, kind of. The first one was a piece that I did for a art competition, and it was of this lady in a spacesuit, and she was looking into space, and she was sad.
Oh.
Yes. The second one, it was referenced from a photo that I had on Pinterest of a person with their hand up in front of their face, casting a shadow on their face, and I used it in reference to draw a character called Ari from a book called Maximum Ride. Yes, I read that, and I reread it.
My name's Andrew Wendt. I study at St. Augustine's College, and I'm into digital art and animation. mainly just because I feel happy when I'm drawing. That's basically the only reason I draw. I've been drawing since like 4, maybe, like when I was 4, but I've only just started studying art like last year. My sister, she likes art as well, so when I was little I always wanted to copy.
What is your favorite artwork that you have done and why?
It's so hard, that's a hard question. I can't pick one. There's a lot that I really like. Yeah, there's a lot. I only really get to drawing if I'm not studying or doing my homework, so sometimes only half an hour. You don't have to be good at art from the get-go. Like, it takes a lot of time to become a good artist. I'm still improving as well.
My name's Kate Dixon, and I am a school teacher, and I teach visual art at St. Augustine's College. I studied photography at university, photographic art practice, so I do like photography very much. But since teaching, I really enjoy painting, and I think it's something that I don't feel like I've mastered. So I like to practice so that I can see my own improvement in painting. Don't know why I like art. I like problem solving in art, and I like finding different ways to communicate. And the visual, I like making as well, so I like the making element of visual art. So I have been doing art all of my life. I can't remember when I didn't do art. I studied it every year at school, and then I did 4 years at university studying art. But I feel like I'm still studying, so I still take classes and I still learn a lot. My grandfather was an artist. He was a commercial artist, and so we always did art together. We drew and we did colouring in, and I guess he had a lot of equipment and material, so I've always just done that, I guess, because of him. There's a lot of artists that inspire me pretty consistently, but it changes all the time. At the moment, I really like William Morris, who was in the arts and crafts movement, so he did a lot of patterns and things. And I think because of the relationship of his ideas behind his work, he was really interested in nature and interested in being anti-industrial. So the idea that we should be making art slowly, and it has a lot more value if it comes from something well crafted, which I think kind of, to me, is what I'm interested in life at the moment about. The slow movement and things, having a lot of time put into them to make them valued. A lot of my time was put towards making things, but I think the older I get and the more consumed I am with work and things, it gets harder to do. I don't know how much time I spend at the moment making art. A lot more I would like to be doing. I think that the skills that you need to make art, you can develop with practice and practice and practice. And I think that having different styles of art is good because you get to see a lot of different people's perspective. So if people, for example, aren't patient enough to sit down and draw like other people, they might be very good at photography or something. And so having that different perspective from different types of people is important. My favourite artwork that I've done it was a commission from the State Library, and it was for the centenary of women's suffrage. So we were to make an artist book. So we did a series of photographs and I made cutouts of young girls. I was at the time 20, I think, 21. Cutouts of young girls, and I made them like protest signs, and then I displayed them around the city and took photographs of them in important places where the suffrage movement had happened in Brisbane.
What advice would you give to people who want to do art, or like begin in art?
Just draw it. It don't matter whatever you're drawing, just draw it. If it comes out looking awful, just draw it. Because after all your little pile of sketchbooks or loose leaves of paper or napkins or whatever you're using, or even if it's clay, it's eventually going to get even better and better and better, and then one day you're going to be able to look back and be like, I'm happy with my work, or maybe not, and then you continue. It's just like an ongoing cycle, more or less, but you will always achieve something better than your last artwork.
I'd say start out small, because when I started art, I thought I had to do all like this big stuff, get all this software, like get a tablet, but I say just like start small, and then you can build up from there.
Practice.
Practice.
Just do it. There's quite a famous quote that I like from Chuck Close, I believe, and he said that amateurs wait for inspiration, but the real artists just get it and do it. So I think that's important.